Number 11.
At school, I wasn't really interested in science, although our teacher tried to make the lessons fun and exciting. I do remember we watched a video of the moon landing in class. I liked a lot of time in museums. Favourite exhibit was a huge shiny stone. I wondered what it would be like to find one like that myself.
Number 12.
The new song by the Flower Girls called Get Moving is a global hit. Surprisingly, it's not the upbeat dance number that the title suggests, but is rather like some of their slower tracks. Will be familiar to her fans.
Number 13.
This is one of the best films I've seen, but this one was different from the usual car chases and fight scenes that go on forever. The mountain setting for this type of film was unusual. However, the spectacular sequences filmed...
Speaker A.
14.
Some people find it difficult to study in public, but I don't have much choice. I live in the country and take the train to college every day. It's an hour's journey, and I like to make use of the time by studying. Sure, there are other people around, but they are usually quiet.
Speaker B.
To study effectively, I need a really quiet environment. The chairs they have are really hard. I couldn't concentrate for more than about 30 minutes. I definitely prefer a comfortable place to sit while I study. I still live with my parents, but they are both out at work to use the sofa in the living room without being disturbed.
Speaker C.
I have no difficulty concentrating. If I tried to study in a very quiet area like the library, I just fall asleep, so that's no good. There's a coffee shop just across the park from the college. I often go with my classmates so that we can work together.
Speaker D.
Like most students, I don't like studying in the classrooms in the summer as it's too hot. It's weather. There are plenty of trees in the park opposite the college. I like to sit under one of those and read my textbooks. It's not as noisy as you'd think, except for the occasional sound of a passing train.
I need some exercise. Any suggestions?
How about running?
Do you go running?
No, but I might start if I had someone to go with. I've always liked the idea of doing a marathon. All that training must be fun.
Fun? Hard work, more like. Anyway, I don't want to get that fit. I just want to feel a bit healthier.
Okay. We'll forget the marathon training then.
Yeah. But running's a good idea, actually. I've had enough of boring exercise classes.
I didn't know you did classes.
I only went once or twice. I found it really embarrassing exercising in front of other people.
That's a shame. It takes a while before you get used to doing something like that. And classes are a good place to meet people.
It just wasn't me.
But you won't like running in the street if you don't like people watching you.
Well, if we went together, I think I'd feel okay.
Yeah. And if we make an arrangement, I'll have to turn up. I can imagine myself turning off the alarm clock and going back to sleep if I'm not meeting anybody.
So, we're going in the morning then?
Oh yeah. We won't want to go running after a hard-day at college.
I suppose so. I'm not very good at getting up in the mornings, though.
Well, if you want to get healthy, you've got to work at it. You won't get anywhere if you stay in bed all day.
Okay.
Right. Let's start tomorrow. I'll see you at 6 o'clock at the park.
6 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, in the morning.
Number 16.
Hi everyone, I'm Terry and I'm here to talk about my job, which is one that many of you may never have heard of. I'm sure you've had experiences of diets of different kinds. Well, I'm a nutritionist, but not for people, for horses. How did that come about? My childhood loves were animals and science, and my parents always imagined I'd be a vet. I did think about it, and also about studying medicine, but In the end, I did a biology degree at university, which was when I got interested in food and health in general. I then discovered that there was a module in animal nutrition, and everything took off from there. I now work in a department involved in research into the physical state of horses and what makes them fat, so I can advise horse breeders and owners on the best diet for the animals to follow. I've recently been involved in a study on how much grass horses eat compared with other food. During this trial, it was found that some horses ate up to 5 to 7% of their own body weight in grass daily, which amounts to an extra weight gain of approximately 3 kilograms a day on average. I'm not always out with the animals. I also spend a lot of time in the office having meetings and also doing paperwork. Not my favourite occupation. We have a telephone helpline where people can call with questions or problems, and although some might find it challenging as you get put on the spot by callers, for me it's very rewarding. Hi everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm Pete, and I'm here because you're all planning to go on your very first cycling expedition across Europe. I've been there, and I'd like to share some of my experiences with you and give you some tips for making the most of such a trip. It's incredibly exciting, but it can all go horribly wrong if you don't follow some simple guidelines. I'll answer any questions at the end, so don't worry if anything occurs to you while I'm speaking. So, what will guarantee you a successful expedition? It may seem obvious, but in my opinion, it's preparation. Read as much as you can about everywhere you're going, so you can anticipate any problems that might come up. On a practical level, the first thing you need to do is arrange all the finance for the trip, which may mean looking for people to back you. I hope you've already got some sponsors in place, but you can never have too many. I emailed potential sponsors, then called, then sent letters. You'll need a great deal of patience, but finding the right person to talk to is crucial. And don't get downhearted if it takes time. One thing I was told that really helped me was not to get bogged down in detail, to set the leaving date and stick to it. And that moment of departure is a great feeling. Once you're out there on the road, there are loads of things to think about. I had this big idea of covering a predetermined distance every day, but people kept stopping me to talk about interesting things and opening up to me about their own dreams and ambitions. I got a glimpse into the day-to-day lives of people living in the different countries and cultures on the way. I felt it was important not to let the concept of cycling around Europe get in the way of the experience, which I describe as special and not something that many people get the chance to have.